We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
Oh, wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
Oh, welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and most importantly, SideScrollersPlus.com. It is Finish Strong Friday, and we're going to see how many times I get muted by my computer today. Great to see you guys. I'm Stuttering Craig. We got a big show, lots to talk about. A lot of people are really anxious about things we're going to talk about. Very excited to talk about. We're going to talk about them today. Hello, Blabs. Good to see you in your red old bucket hat.
Hi, it's so big on me. It's very sad, but happy Friday, everybody. I'm such a toddler.
You do look like a 12-year-old boy.
I do. It's the problem is, like, I have a tiny head, so normal-sized bucket hats just... I need, like... Vara's saying I need styrofoam, so I could just stay upright.
It's good. It's good. There you go. Speaking of Vera, Vera is joining us today every couple weeks here on a Friday. It's good to see you, Vera.
Hi, chat. How are you doing?
Let's go. How's everything going for you, Vera?
You know, I'm alive, so that's something.
Yeah.
Jesus, you can only go up from there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm alive.
Yeah.
So there's that. Yes. That's
It
good.
is what it is, and it's not good.
Wow. Jeez. So sad. Well, at least you get an opportunity to compete tonight. 'Cause
Yeah, I
tonight's the big day.
know.
Very, very excited
Yes,
about it.
me and my timer anxiety. Gotta love it.
Yes.
Are you
We'll see.
okay?
Yeah, why?
Just, she seems so sad today.
Yeah, what the hell happened? We're joking
fine.
about keyboards, and then all of a sudden, Eeyore
I
showed
love
up.
that keyboard, though. It's
Mm.
very loud, though.
It is very loud.
Yeah,
So
it
Dara,
is.
okay, context for Craig because Craig disappeared. He's like, oh, it's
Oh,
girl
yeah, he
time,
was
bye.
gone.
And it's like, it wasn't even girl time because it was literally about keyboards. There's this new keyboard that Vara thought I should check out because it's Harry Potter themed. Here we go. And it's even louder than my keyboard, Craig. Check this
Yeah.
out. Hang on. It's going to start typing. Look at that.
Oh my God.
Like, who would want that? That hurts.
Is that like ASMR or something? Is that what's
I
going
don't
on?
even know. Listen to that.
No, stop it. I don't want
It's
to hear
obnoxious, but it looks nice.
It's pretty, but no.
Yeah.
it. Lord. Okay. Well, hey, speaking, this is Blabs in her hat today. This is this is Blabs how she likes to wear her baseball caps.
I have a really tiny head. It's very frustrating. I can't even wear headbands. They just fly off my head.
Blabs just over here trying to get the big old hat.
You know how they have those hats at Universal of Mario and Luigi? I guarantee you they wouldn't even fit me.
Oh my gosh. Well, proud
Poor
of you, Blabs,
Blabs.
in your super tiny hat or your super tiny head with your big old hat head, which is good. Well, look, we're glad you're with us today. It is Finish Strong Friday. We're going to finish strong in a major way. And as we alluded to earlier, tonight is the Tournament of Champions for Nerd Duel. That is tonight at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're doing it live. 3 games tonight, both semis happening tonight. And we got the semis and the finale with 3 full Nerd Duel games. Probably should go about an hour and a half. Well, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours by the time it's all said and done. But it could be an absolute mess. Could be awesome. It's going to be fun. I'm sure I'll be disappointed in a lot of answers. And I will let people know how bad they are while they play. And people will die today, which is wonderful. So, that's
You're saying I'm bringing
Yeah, what the
negative
hell's wrong
energy
with
to
you
this
two?
stream.
we should do a super cut of all the fatalities from Nerd Duel this year. I think that's been a very something that has not been promoted as well as it could have been promoted. The number of deaths and fatalities that have happened on Nerd Duel this year.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been dying. So Only one will live by the end of the night, and only one will be rewarded with wonderful riches in the form of gifted memberships to their channel. So tune in tonight. We don't do evening programming very often, or hopefully you guys show up tonight, 7 o'clock Central Time, to do live everywhere you're watching right now. It's going to be live over on Rumble, over on YouTube, over on Kick, over on Plus. Speaking of Plus, we are doing great over there. It's very exciting to be growing. And we announced a few big things going on over there. Now, one thing I do want to let you know is we usually have our call-in show on Fridays. We will not be having our call-in show this afternoon, mainly because we got the Nerd Duel finale. We got a prep for tonight. And I actually have a call with the Locals platform today shortly after our show ends. So I got to get prepped for that because ultimately we want to improve the product for you guys over on Plus. So appreciate you guys and your patience over there. Thanks so much for becoming members. And yeah, anything else we need to talk about before we dig into everything, Blabs?
If you guys go on Plus, which is free for everyone to join, Sam actually made a little "Hello, I'm Sam" video for you guys all, and I think you should really check it out because Sam's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, most of you guys have no idea who Sam is, and you probably won't. But Sam works in the back end. He helps with the YouTube channel and social media. We just brought him on about 3-4 weeks ago, doing a great job. And you get to meet new members of our team, which is great. We're growing.
Like Lady Des and Sam.
Yeah, we're literally growing because of you guys and your support over on Plus. So thank you for allowing us to do that. Like, the more you guys support, the more we can do crazy stuff. I've said this before, and I'll say this again. This whole thing with Cam that's going on, Camelot, and the whole cancel campaign, like as soon as we're done with King of the Couch here in a couple of weeks, I want to seriously explore the idea of doing a convention for cancel people. People that have been canceled at conventions that have been told they can't go. Like I want to embrace that and bring them all in and bring them all to one spot. So we're going to seriously explore that. And we can't do that stuff without your support. So thanks in advance. We appreciate it greatly. Okay, we always like to start the show with Today in Gaming History, Blabs. Vera, would you like to take a look at some of the games that are on the list and potentially guess some of the games that Blabs put on today?
I don't know what Blabs puts on these lists anymore, man. I'm kind of disappointed with her lately.
Welcome to the party.
What are you seriously are Eeyore today?
Usually you do pretty good, but man, oh man.
Well, did you see the list today or not?
I did see the list today.
Okay. I'm going to obviously go Mario Kart 8 because it was listed yesterday,
yeah.
Right? I'm going to also say, based off the ones that we saw on here,
System Shock. Whew.
I don't think she knows System Shock. I'm going to say The Forest because it has a yellow logo on it. And
what am I, like colorblind or some shit?
Yeah. And you've probably heard of Kingdom. Nope, you're going to go Surf's Up. Yep, let's see it. What do you got, Blabs?
Yeah.
I just want to point out that I literally gave you guys one yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I got it.
For Mario Kart on the Wii.
Nope. What? You did The Forest. What? That's hilarious.
I used the white logo, so suck it.
Okay.
So anyway, Mario Kart 8 was released on the Wii U in 2014. The Forest was also released in 2014. And then this game called To Hell with the Ugly, which I thought was a fascinating name, was released in 2023.
I've never even heard of it.
I do not see it on our list here, Blabs.
Well, it was there yesterday.
I'm
For
tired
fuck's
of this.
sakes, man.
I'm tired of this. This is ridiculous.
I'm tired of it too, Grandpa. I keep making this beautiful list and then they change it on me in advance.
Just do it in the morning. It takes like 5 seconds to do.
Yeah, but I do it with Sam, right? So like that way he has ample time to get it all scheduled and stuff.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, Ace Combat 2 for the
Blame
PlayStation.
GameFAQs for not getting their shit together.
Nah,
By the way, if I know Star Wars Attack of the Clones would be on the list because it wasn't there yesterday, I would have put that.
Blabs, it's Star Wars Attack of the Clones for the Game Boy Advance.
I don't care.
So,
Just
Yeah,
saying, like, come
the
on.
fuck you saying? Look at it, Hayden Christensen on that cover.
What are we doing? What are we even doing here? It's ridiculous.
Simping for Hayden.
Simping for Hayden. All right, nice. Well, I went a little crazy today. I spun the Montez wheel before the show, and instead of the normal 2010 supers, it landed on 550s today. So I know that sounds crazy, and it is crazy, but we'll just see how it goes. And if it goes well, cool. If it doesn't, hey, I get it. Appreciate it. Either way, just letting you know what the Montez wheel spun today. So there you go. Blabs, I did want to show you gameplay of Star Wars 2, the Star Wars 2 Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, because you need to know what you picked. So here you go.
So what?
Look at this sweet gameplay here. There's Hayden Christensen for you.
Oh, he's still a stud in pixels.
Would you, Blabs?
Hayden Christensen, literally everyone would. What are you talking about?
Vera, would you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Just like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Have you not seen the man in episode 2 and 3? Like, hello.
I mean, I'm looking at him in episode 2 right here.
All these weird Disney shows are like simping for like Kylo Ren in his shorts
That's
all the way up to his
insane.
belly button. And then like Hayden Christensen's right there.
That is degenerate if you simp for Kylo Ren. I'm sorry.
And his trousers up to like his nipples, you know, like what the hell?
No.
I think it's dangerous for you to say everyone when I know not everybody would when it comes to Hayden Christensen. Who?
Well, you would. Don't lie.
No, I wouldn't. Are you kidding me?
Surely.
I'm not gay.
I've
Question
seen,
mark?
What if it put a picture of Jake Gyllenhaal over his face, and you would? We know.
If Jake Gyllenhaal's abs are impressive, that doesn't mean I want to do Jake Gyllenhaal.
Don't lie.
I'm not lying. And by the way, that was a
your
statement, not a question, Vera. It wasn't.
You said it with a question mark.
No, I said it with a period. I said
no. You said it with a
Craig doesn't
question
know
mark.
grammar. You have to give him a little bit of leeway.
Vera, I didn't go.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I didn't go. I'm not gay. No, I said I'm not gay.
Kind of did.
Hey, guess what? New York Giants fan came into the 999 said, "Joke of the day. What do you get when you cross a parrot with a caterpillar? A little walkie-talkie."
That's cute.
That is cute. That's wholesome.
That's nice. That's nice.
That's nice.
Steven came in with the 10, says, "Let's Sony and Nintendo cast a Trans Zelda. Sonic 4 and Godzilla Kong Supernova will make snatching up audience that much easier." Yeah, we're going to get into that. We'll see. It's just a rumor right now. But it's
been a rumor for like a year now, though. That's the worrying part.
Okay. Well, I'll be interested to talk about this very, very shortly. Very, very shortly. Graham says, "Craig, being from the Seattle area, I'm a Kraken fan." You're the one. But I was really pulling for the Stars as I cannot stand Edmonton. Sorry for you guys. You guys shit the bed. Now please trade Jake Ottner to Seattle. Montez. Yeah, the Stars lost last night to Edmonton. Edmonton was just the better team.
You mean
series.
Edmonton, like Canada?
Alberta, Canada? Yes.
You know stuff.
Wow, it's hockey. Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, I'm pretty damn okay at sports and stuff. I like sports and I don't care who knows. So yeah.
He also like Jake Gyllenhaal's abs.
Dude,
He
who
does.
doesn't like Jake Gyllenhaal's abs? Why would you say that?
I think you like them a little bit more than the average person, though.
The average man.
Yeah,
I'm
especially, yeah.
They are impressive.
What?
All
Are
right.
you gay?
No, they're just saying Jake Gyllenhaal's abs are impressive. We all understand this, right? We all understand his abs in Roadhouse are ridiculous. Don't make me pull them up.
You have it as your background. There's no pulling up. You just share your screen.
No, I don't have it
Yeah.
as my background.
He's got a bunch of tabs of it open.
Epic
different
Mike's
angles.
in the chat says, I don't like Jake Gyllenhaal. Wow.
But hey, Mike, but you do like his
Yeah.
abs, right? I'm just saying, who doesn't want Jake Gyllenhaal abs? Listen, we've been talking about this for a year, right? Look at
Don't
this.
act like that's not your wallpaper. You didn't have to go to
he
Google
brought
Images.
it right up.
Yeah, man.
I'm
He
an expert-
pretended to
Everything.
hesitate, so it didn't seem suspicious,
I'm
but
an
he's definitely got
expert
that on
Googler.
a few tabs.
Bear, shut up. Shut up, Bear. I hate you. Snooty says our channels, Frost Lord, Galactic Gaming Den, Comics Dan channel, Paul Hadouken, Reese Kane, Weaves, and Kaboom. There they are. Check them all out. You can see them all right there. Thank you, Snooty. Appreciate the support. And yeah, absolutely. Alabaster came in with the 10, says, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Star Trek, and more have gone woke. Zelda is the last franchise I still get joy from. Please don't ruin this too. Alabaster, we got news for you. Sorry, bud. Bullet
ma'am.
Shepherd. It's ma'am. Blabs out here craving Hayden's lightsaber.
What woman doesn't? Let's be real.
Okay. Speedy Cake came in with a 50 Australian money. Says fired for forgetting the Street Fighter 30th anniversary edition yesterday. It's only Street Fighter Collector's collection I own right now. Blabs. Also, I might want to screenshot the list the night the night you make it, Blabs. That's right. This is Speedy
Yeah.
Cakes doing a great job of describing what you should be doing. Speedy Cakes, thank you so much for your support. That's one. But Blabs muted herself. She didn't even understand what's going on.
I'm stupid anyway. I was going to say I screenshot it as evidence saying, look, here's the list.
This is true. You are dumb. Speedy Cake says, I was just watching a bit of season 4 of Love, Death, and Robots, and Ethan didn't expect to see Mr. Beast in one of the episodes. What is Love, Death, and Robots?
It is an anthology show.
With Mr. Beast. Okay. Gear says, context for those wondering, Counter-Strike and internet music sensation author, I think it's Baby Boy No Money, I think that's what it says, invited Asmon to be featured in Asmongold in one of the latest music videos, but some, quote, people informed BB No Money about his beliefs. Yes, we're going to get to that story a little bit later as well. Thank you, Gear. And give it up for Mike and 1 Delta 10 Tango. Cal and Earth is not flat 69, who became Plus members. Let's go. Appreciate that, guys, over at sidescrollersplus.com. Give it up for World 8 for dropping a super sticker. That's awesome. And we got all the stickers. We going on a sticker run there with Matster right there. Thank you very much. We appreciate
Stickers
it.
are nice.
Stickers are great. Don't you think so, Blabs?
Yes. Although I wish streamers would actually show us the sticker.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It would be really fun, like sound effects, like what Twitch does, where it goes slap and like it just sticks to the screen. Like that's funny. Yeah.
Maybe we should go to Twitch and so you can see the stickers.
Yeah,
So-
Twitch is a
And I like
great
sound effects.
platform.
I know. We've been wrestling with this on our end, whether or not to return to Twitch and like go into the lion's den and
Let's just
and
go
grow
back
over
for the
there.
sound effects and stickers.
Right.
Band speed run.
Well, that's the thing. We would be gone pretty quick because we
Yep.
call people by their real name. So there's that. T-Mac says, hey, Craig, I want to let you know I sent a package to the address you have posted on your YouTube streams. It should arrive Monday or Tuesday. Thank you very much, T-Mac Burninator. Great to see you. And yeah, Blabs will open them here in a couple of weeks when she comes down for King of the Couch. It'll be great.
Hey, unboxings.
Tenarian says, this is my first time catching an episode with Vera. Hi. What's everyone playing? I'm jumping between Expedition 33 and Broken Sword games. Only one game left to go till I complete the whole series. Thanks, Tenarian. Well, Vera, what are you playing and streaming these days?
Well, obviously, you're mentioning Expedition 33. I love Expedition 33. I'm on my second playthrough. I've been streaming Night Rain. I streamed that yesterday. That came out. Super excited to play more of that. And I've been just finishing up First Berserker Kazan. So, yeah.
There we go. Blabs, you been playing any Roller Coaster Tycoon?
I haven't played in a good year or two because it messes with my PC because I have the original CD in it. Windows 11's like, but no, I've been playing Battlefront 2 and Apex Legends.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I've been dilly-dallying on the Switch through the various Nintendo Switch Online games as well as Apex Legends as well. So Tenarian says,
And when are we playing Apex Legends?
I know. It's all Craig's fault.
we just
What
need
do
to
you
set a
mean?
date.
Us.
What?
Set a date, Blabs. Your job. You are the plus coordinator.
Trying to
Set
get
a
your
date.
ass scheduled, Craig.
Nope.
Yeah, it's
walk in
tough.
the park, right?
Set
No.
a date. Set a date. That's it.
Fine, I will. I'll do it.
Good. Do
All
it.
right.
Fine.
I
Good,
will.
fine.
Suddenly he's going to be like, actually, I have
That
a
doesn't work for
family
me.
emergency. I have somewhere I have to be that day at that time.
Yeah. All the time.
Monday
Nonstop.
night.
What time Monday?
Do 7 p.m. Eastern. Var, are you free?
I should be.
Done.
I'll look. I gotta check my wife's calendar
I'll
first.
look.
Make a plan. Make a date. I gotta check.
That's right. Tenarian says I've got bigger abs than Gyllenhaal. His are better defined though. I've got those strong man abs. Let's go, Tenarian. Strong man, Tenarian. Let's go. Hey, Clint, who is trying to get me to say his full name, says many years ago, 2 scholars at Screw Attack tested various video game peripherals. I think on Blabs tries, she should try the PS2 game Res. That will not be happening. And the last time we referenced that peripheral, we actually had our channel flagged for inappropriate content. So we will not reference that video ever again. So, all right, we got a lot to talk about today. Very, very excited. We have a sponsor today. This is wonderful news. We're on a nice little streak, which is great. We like to thank the people who get our sponsors for us. That's really, really cool. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Once again, Nerd Duel finale tonight, 7 o'clock Central Time. Vera's competing for over 100 gifted memberships. Make sure you guys show up for that. But right now it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. All right, off the bat, we always like to start. Am I underwater? Please say I'm not underwater.
You're Gucci.
Oh, good. Excellent. We have this wonderful, well, I didn't know this was a thing. This is from, we're learning new things 30 years after the N64 was announced and launched. I didn't know this was a thing, but we have new tricks for the N64 controller. Check this out. This is kind of fun. Look what you can do. I guess you can open up bottles with it with your N64 controller. Check this bad boy out here. Also doubles as a bottle opener.
All I can imagine is the sound of the cracking plastic.
Oh, right.
Oof.
Oof. Oof. Let's see if it makes that sound. Hold on. It made it. It made it without it.
Yeah.
I wonder how many times you can do that before it breaks. But the fun thing about this is that this was sent to me by Mally at like 1 a.m. So I don't know what she's doing.
Mally just scrolling through. She sees something. Oh, side scrollers. There you go.
Yeah, we would just send each other memes.
You girls. You silly girls. Crazy, just sending each other memes. Well, look, we're learning all sorts of new things that you can do with controllers nowadays. I think that's wonderful. I love that. Cool. We're also learning new things that you can do with bathwater.
Pivot!
We are pivoting indeed, as apparently Sydney Sweeney has a new line of soap coming out. Vera, did you see this?
I did, unfortunately.
Look at that.
Wow.
Blabs, why don't you tell us about this, Blabs? Go ahead.
So Sydney Sweeney is with Dr. Squatch, a partnership on Instagram. It says, "You keep asking about my bathwater after the Dr. Squash ad, so we kept it. Introducing Sydney's Bathwater Bliss, a very real, very limited edition soap made with my actual bathwater, available on June 6, 2025 at drsquash.com.
Look at the first response. Perfect.
Isn't this like almost borderline like the slutty YouTubers that sell their bathwater?
Oh
Like,
yeah, absolutely. Like Belle Delphine.
yeah. What are we doing here, folks?
Of course. Yes.
It's,
what are we
I
doing?
guess it's good marketing material, seeing as people think it's such a meme that it will sell out in minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you're probably right. How many are they making? Do we have any idea?
I don't think they just said very limited.
Yeah, just this limited edition. So if you go on like the links that I put in the document,
Yeah.
there's a whole tab about limited edition like soaps and stuff, and they have like different various IPs.
Okay.
So it's probably just like there's probably just like a set amount, and they'll just release it from X to X, and that's it.
Vera,
Yeah.
have you seen the limited edition things that are available on this right now on drsasquatch.com or Dr.
I
whatever
haven't.
it is? I don't know, whatever it is.
The only times I've ever like seen their limited edition soaps were when they did a Witcher collab, which I thought was cool.
Okay. No, let me say this. There is a Call of Duty pack. All right. I'm going to give you
Oh,
I'm going to give you a
smell
few
like
of these.
death?
I'm going to give you a few of these, and you have to guess the price. Now, these are all different prices, right? So I'm just going to give you a couple of them right here. Let's start with one built for Yoda, the Yoda Clean and Calm set. This is 1 bar of soap and Wisdom Guard, otherwise known as deodorant. So, how much do you think the Yoda's Clean and Calm set would cost?
$40.
Wow, you really like deodorant and soap. No, this is $19.95.
Oh, I was way off.
Yeah.
I
I
figured
actually thought
that
it was
because it's Star Wars and it's licensed, they'd want to charge as much as possible for it.
I was actually thinking around the same price as Vara.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Well,
on
ma-
sale though. It was 21.
Yeah.
Oh,
What a
on
steal.
sale. On sale. Overpriced soap is on sale. All right. Good for Dr. Squatch here. Let's go to Call of Duty. For a 4-pack. This includes Call of Duty Grit Ghost Grit, Call of Duty Sarge Soap.
What is Ghost Grit?
Ghost Grit is a type of soap, it looks like. Ghost Plant Extract, Heavy Grit soap. Okay, that's what we're talking about here. So, and it has a Call of Duty Ghost Stick and Sarge Stick, which is just deodorant. So it's a 4-pack here, Vera. How much do you think the Call of Duty 4-pack to smell like Sarge smells like, or cost?
Well, the other one was 20 for 2, so I'm gonna also go for 40 on this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
same.
All right. You are close. You'd be very close. $38.70 here for the Call of Duty 4-pack. All right. Let's go finish up with everyone's favorite, the Mandalorian. Okay. Just for reference here, Mandalorian says it includes four bar soaps. Mandalorian, this is the wash. That's what it's called. This is the wash. And then there's the Zen Cleanse. So,
Zen.
yes.
For Grogu?
For Grogu,
That's
yes.
That
So
is
it's the
funny.
4-pack and Soap Saver. How much for the 4-pack for the Mandalorian, Vera?
Well, I wonder if the deodorant or the soap is more in the other bundles. So, and this is 4 soaps. I'm gonna say $35.
$31.20 right
Ooh.
here. So we going back to the origin of the story. I would say that Sydney's bathwater bliss, by the way, medium grit.
Wow.
I'm going to say this will probably, if it's a 4-pack, probably $35 for this, because I think the Simps will buy it. For
Yeah.
Sure. And Blabs,
No.
we need to revisit this when it's available on June 6th.
Okay, all right. I'll put it in the document for next week. But I was about to say, chat, are any of you fellas going to go and get one? Let us know.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. We're going to jail. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that somebody maybe we should get it for science. I'll ship it to your house, Blabs.
Let me just go rub Sydney's bathwater all over myself. No thanks.
Medium grit bathwater.
Right. Medium grit, Blabs. Just saying. I think it'd be funny. You can give us a review.
Blabs, I did not sign up for this when I signed this
Not part of
contract.
the contract, homie.
This is Speedy Cake came in with a 20. Says, after watching Asmon play some Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon, I got it. And man, is it fun. It's inspired by Oblivion, but with Arthurian legend aspects. I found a spell that when it procs a status, turns the target into 20 cheese blocks.
It's a very good game. It's very fun. I'm glad that so many people are enjoying it.
Thanks, Speedy Cakes. That's Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. All right, nice, cool. Lex says Vera should play Princess Zelda.
No.
Well, there's a meme to go with it, so here it is. Let's go.
Wow. Look at me, stunning and brave.
You are so
You look so
stunning and brave.
unhappy too. You're just like, huh? Come
Stunning.
on, are you not entertained?
Angela, thanks so much for the gifted membership to the channel. We love that. Thank you very much. That is spectacular. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, before we get into the Zelda conversation, I do want to let you guys know that once again, we do have a sponsor for today's episode. I'm going to do this as a live read because I think that's best to do. Now, look, you guys, we talked about the stock market and investing all the time. I'm going to show you guys my Investing Pro dashboard that I have set up here. So this is a great product we're really excited for. If you ever looked at the stock market and thought like, hey, what should I actually invest in? Like we've all been there. That's why we've been using Investing Pro. It's a new flagship platform from investing.com, and it is absolutely loaded right here. You can see all the stocks I'm looking at, but it also has this tool called Warren AI right here. You can find it down here. Now, this is a great tool. I got it pulled up here. It's basically ChatGPT for investors, but it pulls data from the market like in real time, so you're not just guessing. I literally typed, as you can see, how is GameStop doing today, and should I invest in it? And it gave me this entire breakdown of price movement, earnings history, what analysts are seeing right now. It's real data from the market in real time. This would normally take like hours of research, and you get it all in seconds, easily explained right here, right in front of you. It's way better than doom scrolling on Reddit for stock tips. And if you're serious about investing or just getting started, this gives you the answers you're already Googling, but backed by data that actually matters. We got a link in the description to get you 15% off your first Investing Pro subscription. It's up in the pinned comment. It's also in the description and everywhere you can find it. So big thanks to investing.com for sponsoring today's show and helping normal men like you and me invest a little bit smarter. So it's a great tool. Really appreciate it. And thanks so much, investing.com, for supporting the show. Great stuff. All right, let's move on to a big story today. Big story. We saw this circulating last night, and it's been circulating a little bit longer than that, actually. Going back to October, Vera had pointed this out, as we saw this from gamingbible.com, as they're talking about the casting of the new Legend of Zelda movie. Now, this is going to be a live action movie, and there's been a lot of talk of who's obviously going to play Zelda, who's going to play Link, who's going to be Ganon. We don't know, but there's been a lot of speculation here. But once again, going back to October of 2024, people have been talking about this. We've seen this. Now, obviously, Vera, this is a big change, as we've actually seen CGI Zelda happen, right? Whereas with Mario, they decided to go with the CGI movie, but this one obviously they're going live action, which is obviously a big change in strategy for this. But so first and foremost, let's talk about the idea of casting a live action Zelda movie. I don't know, just what I haven't read this article. You put this in the pinned comment. What was going on in this article right here?
It just talks. So this article from back in October just talks about fan speculation. I know that around that time there were a lot of like AI posters and rumors going around about Tom Holland playing Link and like Emma Watson playing Zelda, which sounded, of course, absolutely insane. But then there were people bringing up this individual Hunter Schafer and talking about, oh my gosh, this person would be absolutely perfect. And there were like a couple of smaller fan petitions, and the Access Media picked up on that story. I mean, they were rooting for it when gamers really weren't. And now, of course, that's seemingly becoming a conversation again, because now we're hearing that apparently they're taking that fan casting a little bit seriously in Hollywood, and they're actually in talks with this individual.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Hunter Schafer is reportedly being eyed. This is blown up. This is 20 million views over on X since yesterday. Hunter Schafer is reportedly being eyed to play Princess Zelda in the live action Zelda movie. Now, why is this a big deal? Blabs, why is this a big deal?
That's a man.
Yes, Hunter Schafer is a very pretty man.
Here's the thing, though. That photo is pretty damn good. Like that, he can like be passing. But then if you go and look at other images, I'm like, oh, it's all about the angles and makeup for this one.
Yeah.
If you look at his arms are very long for a woman. His hands are very big. His shoulders are very broad. It's like, that's a man, bro.
I don't know if it's
just
me, but whenever I look at Hunter Schafer, I just see Ezra Miller, and I can't.
You're not wrong.
I just can't take them seriously.
Maybe they're siblings from another life. But yeah.
So Hunter Schafer is this person here, and I got to be honest, like, as you said, fairly passing, right? Like
in that one photo.
Yeah. Like, and that one a little more manny, right? But apparently this person is a dude who pretending to be a woman. And this has obviously caught a lot of people off guard. The idea that you have a dude who, with a wiener, who would be playing Princess Zelda. Princess Zelda obviously does not have wiener, at least all that we know of. And this seems like a very big departure from something.
Twist.
Yes, very big plot twist. Mainly because Nintendo is a Japanese company, and they're not super down with all this, right? Just historically, this would be a very progressive move, obviously. Now, look, we've seen, if you know anything about the history of acting, men have played women in the past. This is a thing that historically, when it going all the way back to the Roman stuff, right? Shakespeare and all that, right? But it's mostly because women weren't allowed to act.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's obviously lost in the whole idea of this. But this has brought up a lot of conversation. Now, look, I've always said the market will decide, right? I think what we're seeing right here when it comes to this idea of Hunter Schafer being teased as a potential person playing Princess Zelda, I think they're testing the waters on this. I think this is somebody that they were like, hey, what if we throw it out there, see what the response is from the internet and the potential paying customers, and then see what happens. That's what I think is happening right here.
I agree. I think that they're trying to test the waters and see how people are ultimately going to react, because Japan thinks this is what the West likes. And so I worry that the people in that case, who, of course, in Japan, Nintendo and stuff that would be making decisions like this, I think that they are willing to let a lot go. But I don't know if they would let this go. I don't know if this is a decision that Hollywood could convince them on.
That's the other thing about this is, like, Zelda is a big franchise.
Yes.
It's bigger in Japan than it is in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to be releasing releasing a movie for a global audience, specifically for a franchise that's built, that has tremendous Japanese lore, that has a huge Japanese lore is not the right way to say, but there's a huge Japanese audience, right?
Yeah.
You obviously need to cater to them, and it's crazy to think about. But the pushback has been, or at least the response has been, very loud online, very loud online. Now let's first start with Dexerto, right? Dexerto came in, and the Forgotten Euphoria scene proves Hunter Schafer is perfect for Legend of Zelda movie here, right? And they kind of go in and they, talk about, more or less simp for this. Blabs, you put this in the run sheet. Did you read through this?
It's just a quick thing talking about how this guy had an amazing Euphoria scene. So if you didn't know, Hunter was basically auditioning for Euphoria, and he got the role. I'm going to use he because he's literally a dude.
Let me just say this.
They're showing the scene.
That looks like a dude in a major way.
It's literally a dude. So he was cast for the role of being a transgender girl in high school.
Uh-huh.
So they were saying how amazing the scene was and everything, and how great he is, and that's why he should play Zelda.
Whew. Yeah, that's a bad move.
Yeah. So my thoughts on this are, I'm kind of mixed. So on one hand, I'm very much like, well, Nintendo really wouldn't do this, in my personal opinion. They're a bit reserved. So casting someone who is not a woman to be a woman is really insane. And then I also think, on the other hand, we just saw Papa Ezadu become Snape, and everyone lost their shit, and they don't care. They're still moving forward with it, even though everyone since December was saying, no, terrible idea. Do not cast this man. And then on top of that, 5 years ago, we had the whole Summer of Love bullshit where if you were voice acting a black guy, but you weren't black, you were fired, from The Simpsons to other characters and actors. And it's like, so this character is a woman, but now you have a man coming in and stealing a woman's job. How is that okay? But let's say voice acting another character is not okay. So you have all these different layers here. And I'm kind of, I don't know, at this point, I'm like, dude, it's Hollywood. They're going to do whatever the fuck they want, and they don't care what anyone else thinks.
Yeah, and another major problem I have is Hunter Schafer's age. This person will be 30 by the time they had made that movie. So we're talking about you completely age, even if, let's say, you think that this person looks like Zelda, which I definitely don't agree. We're talking about getting into a completely different age bracket here. That's terrible, at least in my opinion. I just don't think that is the way. And I don't know why they're not looking at someone like I know people in chat had mentioned like Ellie Fanning. I think that she's pretty. She's
Elle
also
Fanning,
getting
yeah.
up there in age. I like Isabella Sermon though. I think that she was in Jurassic World. I think that she would be the best Zelda hands down.
So I actually went in and
What
I
do you
actually
mean about Jack Black or Zendaya?
So a couple things there. I actually found some alternatives, which we'll get to as well. Some other potential Zelda castings. We'll show you those in a second. But to talk about Princess Zelda's age, it depends on the game. In A Link to the Past, she's 16. In Wind Waker, she's around 12. In Breath of the Wild, she's 16, and turns 17 the day of the calamity commences. In Twilight Princess, she is 20. And and apparently by the end of Tears of the Kingdom, she is 10,124 years old. So it kind of varies by age, but she's certainly not 30.
No.
Right. And she's certainly not a dude. So what has been the response online to this? We saw this from James MK Ultra Money. Says this is actually the worst possible outcome nightmare scenario for this movie. This has 1.8 million views. And this is Dick Pickles says everyone's ignoring the fact he's got to have to talk.
Yeah, it's
right?
not just staged photos.
Right.
True.
What does Hunter Schafer sound like? Let's see if you can pull up a little Hunter Schafer, because I think that's really, really important, because Princess Zelda does have this really soft and very
Hunter
feminine.
Schafer does not have a pretty soft, feminine
Oh
voice.
no, definitely not. Here it is.
Oh, hold on. Actually, I think we actually have some sound of it.
Hey, bro.
No, that's good. There
I
we
knew
go.
you would do that. All right,
Yeah.
so here it
It
is.
sounds like a man.
It might not be why I thought I was put on this earth to do. Like this is
it.
what I'm being fucking called to
Right.
do right now.
Right.
And so
Okay,
that's
that's
been like
good.
a big problem.
Thank you.
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, that's
Sounds-
enough slices.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the response to this, like I said, has been very loud online, and obviously we have people who are really going out of their way to defend this idea here. This post has 3.4 million views, 156,000 likes on it. Imagine being so bigoted you can't see this as the most perfect casting for Princess Zelda just because you're a transphobe here. Now, I think when you put the side by side here, you go, okay, yeah, I guess I can see that, right? But then you forget, like, once again, it's a dude, right? Now,
I find it extremely bigoted that you would take a role away from a biological female to give to a man.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same thing that happened with the Snow White movie. Oh, yes, let's replace these certain actors because one dwarf actor decided to complain, and then several are out of jobs. Not very inclusive.
no, and not at all inclusive by any means. But so Mugen Lord actually chimed in with this, responding to this, says, imagine being such a deranged social reject to believe that it's okay for a effing man to be cast in a role meant for biological women. Not only that you're advocating the erasure of women, but also the opportunity to be casted as the most iconic female character in pop culture history. Last I checked, Zelda didn't have a dick. Sit your goofy ass down. Right.
Yep.
And then of course you have people who, like, they're gonna be like, oh, we're gatekeeping roles, right? Like, it's like,
It's so
yes.
funny. It's the same people saying we're gatekeeping roles are the ones saying that, like, for the voice acting. Oh, you're not yellow enough. You're not Simpsons in real life. You can't voice act that. Only the black people can voice act the black people, and the Asians, the whiteys, and the whiteys. It's like, this is the same shit.
Yep, it's hypocrisy at its finest.
Yep.
Well, this person's saying, are we gatekeeping now? And he's like, yes, I am gatekeeping roles like this. Did you forget that they gate-kept Scarlett Johansson from playing a trans woman? That's a effing man.
That's
It's not a
true. They
woman.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you're okay with this man playing as one of the most iconic female characters in gaming history, then you're part of the problem. This is not normal. You loonies are calling this actor a woman when he is in fact a man. Women aren't cosplaying, and neither are men. I don't give an S. I'm saying, I got to talk nice because my daughter's here. I don't give an S who is triggered by this. It's a biological fact over here.
Absolutely.
So, it's amazing to me to see the mental gymnastics associated with this, right? You know, and then going back to well, in Shakespeare, men played women, so it's okay. It's like, what are you talking about?
How
Like,
is that okay?
yeah, right.
We weren't even allowed to do jack shit back in the day. Ugh, so stupid.
Yeah.
So I asked AI if they could provide me Grok in particular, some potential alternatives here, and these are some of the alternatives that they threw out for potential Zelda castings. And I got to be honest, I don't think many of these are bad. So let's start here. I don't even know how to say this person's name, but I'd love to get y'all's impressions of this.
Oh,
This is
Saoirse Ronan?
Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse
here?
Ronan, yeah.
Yeah.
Blabs, please
She's
wait till I get
Irish.
pulled up. Okay. There we go. Now I would say she's probably a little older.
Yeah, that's my problem with so many of the casting. It's like Anna Sophia Robb. I thought that she would have been great if they did that movie 10 years ago, but now she's 30. I'm not on board with a 30-year-old actress playing a character who is typically portrayed as 12 to 20.
Right. Then we have this Florence Pugh. Is that right? That's how you say her name?
No,
No?
not her.
Okay. These are all suggestions.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
Okay. These are all
She's doing Marvel now.
okay.
Yeah, she's Black Widow. The new.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chloe Grace Moritz.
She's too old too.
She's too old and she just does not look.
She's got her face is too round.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
Oof.
Then we had you said Ellie Fanning.
Yeah, Elle
Elle.
Fanning. She's
That's Dakota Fanning's younger sister.
yeah.
Okay. Well, look, that's Zelda right there.
Well, the thing is, she was Aurora in Maleficent.
She was, yeah.
Okay.
But again, we're starting to get to the
bit
point where it's
old.
like, also, do you want named actors, people who everyone is going to recognize? Sometimes that's not a good choice.
They should go for an unknown for Zelda. That'd be
I
That'd be
agree.
so ballsy, you know.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun, since Hunter and all. But
Hey, bada boom.
it would be so great. You find someone who actually looks the part, can act, and you just give them a whole ass career instead of using the same 10 women every time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here is the final and potentially best one that I've seen. Sydney Sweeney.
No.
No thanks.
She's
All
got
right.
a modern face. That's my problem. My personal choice would be Isabella Sermon because she's 18, so she's younger. She's in that age bracket. She was pretty good in the Jurassic World movies, and she's, in my opinion, the most elf-looking character person out of all of the speculations I've seen or fan casts I've seen.
Maisie, right? That was who she played.
Will you
Yeah.
pull her up, please?
Yeah, I got her.
Thank you.
Let me there we go. Maisie. So she
Yeah.
was like the clone of Jurassic World.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that she could play, well, of course, she has the look. Now, if she could act the part, I don't think Zelda would be particularly difficult unless they started changing her story around. But I think that she could definitely fit the part.
Well,
At least she's in the age bracket. She's not a 30-year-old man.
Okay.
So
let's. Oh boy. Okay. So let's throw out. I asked Rock to give me some actors between the ages of 16 and 20. Right. Emma Myers came up. I don't know if you know who Emma Myers is. She looks kind of familiar.
She looks so. Oh wait, she's the chick from Wednesday. She's the
oh
roommate.
yes,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I knew
Yeah,
she
she's
was
not. If you
familiar.
scroll down, you see her photo with her and Jenna. That's why I was like, oh yeah,
That's right. Yes, she is. She is on Wednesday. Yes, and she has kind of like an elfy look.
yeah.
Right. I guess. McKenna
Definitely young
Grace.
enough.
McKenna Grace here. I don't. She looks kind of familiar. Like I've seen her in
She's done a
Shooting.
lot of shit.
She was
actually.
in the newer Ghostbusters movies.
Yeah.
She played Phoebe. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And this other one, Sadie Sink.
Oh, that's Max from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the point is that there's a lot of alternatives that could be picked here. And we know, I was talking to my wife about this. I said, so there's a big rumor going on right now that they could be casting like a trans person as Princess Zelda. And the first thing she asked, she goes, why? 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 Like, what's the point, right?
There's really no young females that you can actually cast. Seriously, Hollywood?
Zero.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of why my wife asked that. She's like, there's nobody else that they could find. Is this person truly the best person for the job, right? And once again, I'm big on meritocracy. Look, if they honestly feel that Hunter Schafer is the best person for the job, okay, great. The market will decide. And I think that you will not see a success like you saw with Super Mario Brothers and $1.3 billion generated from that. And especially I think going the live action route, that number one, when you are investing that much money into a product, right? Your job is to mitigate risk, right? You want to take as few risks as possible, especially when it comes to something that people love and adore, that have 40 years of history with this wonderful IP that's gonna hit the screen with a major production behind it for the first time. You want to remove as much risk as possible because you want a return on investment, right? Going live action is a risk. Why would you then compound that risk exponentially make that risk more by doing something like this? It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense, but most of the moves that Hollywood makes nowadays doesn't make sense.
Yeah, none of it makes sense.
Like, do you think that Miyamoto, like, legitimately ever, like, I mean, he has to have a way, he has to
have a say,
has input on all this, right? It's literally his vision, right?
Right.
So, and I don't think that he was like, yeah, I'd really like to see this Hunter guy be this princess from my brain. You know what I mean? It seems really, really weird. But we'll see if there's an official casting. And maybe this is one of those things where they throw it out there. There's so much response to it. They realize that, okay, maybe we're not going to make $1 billion on this if we do this. And the guy's like, hey, what's up, Link? But that they, when they do cast somebody that is a little more fit for the role, right? Maybe that there's like it has an uptick of happiness around it. People are like, yay, and then that builds hype around it. Maybe I'm 4D chessing this a little bit too much.
I think you are, especially since what we just saw with Snape.
I think another problem though is that Hollywood is trying so hard right now to basically fight anybody who they've deemed as Trumpers, right? They're trying to make an anti-Trump statement and basically piss off half of the United States. And I hope Nintendo stops them. I hope that this plan, or at least this idea, doesn't actually happen, but I wouldn't put it past Hollywood. And they're definitely upping their political statements lately, so that is a major issue.
It's a big topic, and I do think that they're just throwing out feelers here. You guys obviously have a lot to say about this, so let's get to some of your supers over here. Ian came in with the pronouns of Zelda right here. Thank you very much, Ian. Steven says, that's why Nintendo is dead. They found Captain Winky. It's a reference. Awesome reference. Flying Nanic says, one of the key features of the Zelda games having been their unique art styles and animations, making a live action Zelda is the dumbest decision any studio can make.
I agree. I think they'd have to put so much money into it. It would be an insane budget. Whew. And even then, I don't know if they'd be able to nail it.
West came in and says, Craig has gone full boomer, pushing stocks and not accepting Bitcoin donations or doing ads for Swan or Strike. Listen, if you guys want to send Bitcoin our way, we will gladly accept it. As a matter of fact, I think we can actually set that up over on Plus where you guys can support us. If you like to send Bitcoin our way, we will gladly accept it. I'm a big believer in Bitcoin. Marius says, we all know how Nintendo is with their IP. There is no way they do anything with the Zelda movie that could potentially damage their IP. They play it incredibly safe.
I hope so, but I'd never put it past a company.
You know what the irony of all this is that growing up, when people play Legend of Zelda, they would call Link Zelda. They thought Zelda was in fact a dude. There is a little bit of irony of this. Eric came in and says, would definitely add a new meaning to, well, excuse me, princess. this Zelda will be kicked out from Gerudo Town.
Yeah.
Imagine Zelda speaks and it's just a man. That's right. What's up, Link? Give him a high five.
Smack his ass and everything as the boys do. Yeah.
Why not whole hog and have trans man play Link? Why? If you're going to do it, just go crazy. That's right. My reaction is full on boycott with Zelda. Well, like I said, you don't know. This is all just
it's too
rumors
early
right
to
now.
say that. It's all just speculation at this point.
Right.
Dr. T is King says, "Don't make me go Uncle Ted on someone with this. I don't want a man to play Zelda. Hunter could play Tingle, but I would not see this movie if a man plays Zelda." Dr. T, I don't think you're wrong. I think there's a lot of people who think exactly the same way. Ian came in with the 50 euro monies. That is 2 giant euro money supers today. Says, remember when we weren't supposed to say actress because it was misogynistic?
I remember that.
That's right. But now we're
Yeah.
supposed to say it because lads got into the girly wardrobe.
Do you know what's really funny about that is that Emma Watson was one of those people who were talking about that, how, I'm an actor or whatever
Yeah.
that bullshit was. And now she's like the super mega feminist who's like, I would totally share a bathroom with a tranny. It's like, what? Where did we go here?
Thank
Took
you,
a turn
Ian.
for the worse.
Yeah, thank you, Ian.
That's spectacular. Crumbs or Crummy says there should never be a Zelda movie to begin with. Nothing, never mind the absolute garbage Hollywood does. I would never watch a Zelda movie. Thanks, Crumbs or Crummy.
Yeah, I just don't want them to take another franchise and make it a political statement, because that's what they would be doing if they cast a trans actor, actress, I wumbo, you wumbo, he, she, we wumbo as Zelda.
Scrab Gaming says, I know this sounds crazy, but I just remember that someone from the show Euphoria is somehow connected to a controversy involving a degenerate by the name of Giggly Goon Clown. That does sound crazy. I have no idea what you're talking about. Thank you for that.
I have no idea.
Oh man, you guys have a lot to say. The Walrus says the song that played during the scene in Ace Ventura was Boy George's, yes, boys, from the Crying Game. The More You Know. That's right. Grateful Gamer says Zelda games are Japanese games by a Japanese company. Maybe the solution for the actress idea is to give a Japanese woman a shot. Crazy idea, I know.
Yeah.
Zeldong. What if Zelda was a girl? That's right. Jack Black is Rauru right there. Is it Rauru? Rauru? Like the idea. Keep your clocks off my Zelda. Wow. Thank you for that. Zelda needs a bedroom scene, full nudity. Let's see how people react after that. Like, surprise. Oh my gosh. Daphne Keene is 20. She should be Zelda. Blab, see if you can pull up Daphne Keene right there.
Oh, she was the chick from Wolverine.
Yeah. Logan.
Yeah.
Okay. Noodle says, well, I was duped. I thought Hunter Schafer was a woman on Euphoria. Definitely not watching the new season now. Tanushi says, it's okay for a dude to play Zelda. Then nobody ought to complain about John Wayne playing Genghis Khan. That's right. I mean, there is some truth to that. The idea that if maybe John Wayne identified as Genghis Khan when he played Genghis Khan in that movie that everyone was so upset about. Benjamin says Terry Crews would play a better Zelda. As Ahara says, can we claim men are the superior gender now that they are the best pick to play women's roles?
Oof.
Sorry, ladies.
Yeah.
Men number 1. Let's go. Observer says, transvestites. These chicks are all just guys. Transvestites. Thank you. That shot of Hunter from Euphoria just makes me think of Buckley from King of the Hill. Thanks, A. Jay says they can acknowledge Zelda as a dude, but not Birdo. Justice for transgender dinos. That's right. And I agree with Corey. Miyamoto would never sign off on this. I can't
hope
see that
not.
happening. All right, we do see all your supers. We're going to get to every single one of them. I appreciate that. By the way, Rivian says, Craig's next tax audit. So you're writing off $1,000 in Sydney Sweeney bathwater soap? It was for the show. Thanks, Rivian. Appreciate that greatly. Anonymous also says, Craig sent you a package. It says it's arrived. It's a big Lowe's box. I want to make sure you received it. Anonymous, I did get a note that we do have some boxes waiting for us. So thank you. I'll go check that out a little bit later on.
Is we doing like a bimbo like furniture building from Lowe's?
That would be fun. That would be fun. Tenarian says, I'm offensive and I find this gay. Thank you, Tenarian. Abdulio says DreamWorks was caught off guard by Sony Zelda. As far as they were concerned, they were making a NCU leading up to Nintendo Cinematic Universe, leading up to Smash Brothers. There's a lot of turmoil behind the scenes, which is why Mario 2 has taken so long. It's very reminiscent of what Nintendo pulled with Sony with the Nintendo PlayStation, catching Sony off guard by announcing their partnership with Philips. At the moment, it's unlikely we'll be getting more films from DreamWorks after Mario 2 if Mario 2 ever comes out. Oh, I think it's definitely gonna come out.
I think so. It made way too much money for them to squander that opportunity.
Thank you, Abdulio. Appreciate that. And Delta says, come on, Craig, play the classic Japanese Zelda rap commercial. I think Zelda there, it was a woman. Just find it odd that Hunter has to play Zelda, if anyone. Hylians are stereotypical elves anyways. That's right. All right. Great stuff. All right, let's go and move on. Once again, we'll get to all your supers here in a little bit. And thank you guys very much for your support. We are, like I said, I spun the Montez wheel today and it landed on 550s. We'll see if we can get to that. We're at 2 right now, which is spectacular. It just finished strong Friday, so let's keep going. All right. We have not talked about this story, but it has been passed around the internet. So I figured we'd have an opportunity to talk about this a little bit because this is just silly. Vera, I'm sure you've done a video about this or at least talked about this. Have you seen the story about EA cracking down on the DEI remover mod for Sims 4?
I have. I've not done a video on it yet, though.
Okay, well, maybe you can take this and we can go with it. There is a DEI remover mod for Sims 4. It says there is a mod, however, that has caused a bit of controversy. DEI Remover 1.0 is a mod that changes the diverse character options found in the game to straight and white characters. EA is reportedly trying to have the mod removed from various websites, but it keeps on being re-uploaded according to a report from Wired. And it said, just came across a Sims 4 mod that quote, removes DEI by forcing all pre-made Sims to be white, straight, thin, and even changing LGBTQ plus couples into siblings. She wrote, this isn't just a mod. It's intentionally erasing representation and pushing a harmful and disgusting agenda. The Sims has always been about creativity, diversity, and making space for everyone to tell their story. This completely goes after that, one Sims player said. So there you go. That's the lead up to this. Vera, your thoughts?
I do not think that companies should be cracking down on mods that only affect my version of the game. I think that is the beauty of mods is if I want to download it, I can download it. And if you don't want to see that type of content, you don't have to. If you don't want to download the mod, nobody is forcing you to. But unfortunately, we've seen this happen a lot. I mean, even looking at Capcom, they have said that they want to crack down on mods and they don't support PC modders anymore because of, public safety. And they, unfortunately, are just one of the many companies. They want to control what you are doing with your game, but that's all that companies really care about at the end of the day is control. There was a report recently that talked about, a patent Sony's finally doing, and they're basically implementing a social credit score. They want to implement a social credit score because they want to be able to ban you from their platform if they want to, whenever they want to, why ever they want to. And that's just how companies are. They want ultimate control.
The idea that they would go to these and try to go to these websites or whatever it may be, these places where these mods are hosted and go to try to pull them down seems insane. Like that seems like a next step. And as you said, the idea that they're trying to ruin a personal experience for you, this is not one of those things that's forced upon people. It's just your personal experience playing it. So I think that's actually a really important point with that. Blabs, you got anything on this?
No, I think you guys said it pretty well.
Yeah.
So the DEI remover, it is available on all sorts of outlets. I just did a quick Google search here, and you can find it all over the place. You can see kind of what it is. The idea of making pre-made models, NPCs, straight, white, healthy, not fat, replace non-natural hair colors, and and I said, I'm not a huge fan of like making everybody white or straight or whatever. You
Even
know, like
though
that.
I wouldn't use the mod myself, I don't think that it should be removed off of these modding platforms.
Right. And I think that's the bigger thing here is it goes back to, you know, personal preference here, right? Like why I wouldn't use it. It should be made available to people, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of mod sites also over the past couple of years removing mods, like Nexus Mods is extremely bad. In a couple of weeks, when Stellar Blade finally hits PC, all the meltdowns over the big honker mods are going to be glorious because you just know that Nexus Mods is going to implode over that.
You know, there should be a giant. There should be a giant Sims 4 knockers mod. I think that'd be great if they're all little just even give the guys big knockers. Why not? You know, I think that just have them all.
You get big knockers, and you get big knockers, and you get big knockers.
That's right. Well, you know, they didn't Nexus Mods come out and say that they were no longer going to be censoring mods, and they said like I think they made a statement about that. I believe
they basically try to say they don't ban mods for political reasons, which is complete and utter fucking bullshit. The people who run Nexus Mods are activists, and all they care about at the end of the day, like these companies, is control. They don't want you to be able to view content that they dislike or that they disavow.
Some of the mods that were removed, there was one from Marvel Rivals, where the game where you could mod in Trump and such on like the Hulk. They were removed from the Nexus Mods due to the political ban. Pretty much, you know, and the idea of having the political ban when it comes to the games, it's really kind of amazing to see that, you know, really what they're saying is anything that we don't agree with, you know, which is great. A mod for Frostpunk 2 that adds more laws to the games. They sell that as political. There's more laws.
The only situation that they've gone back on recently was about the Oblivion remaster, because they had banned the remaster male and female mods, but then they reversed course and they claimed that they had banned it over toxicity in the comment section. Oh, well, the person who created the mod was being extremely rude to other members of our platform, which is total bullshit.
The idea that they're also going after, like EA is reaching out, is pretty amazing. I'm fascinated by that. Like, hey, this is EA, it's our game. We want to present it this way, and you better pull it. You know, I think it's just crazy, nuts. Henry came in with the 10, says you should peep the Japanese Zelda commercial. It's pretty amazing for its time. Thank you. You're the second person, Henry, to recommend that. Blabs, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. Since you guys run the show, I'll absolutely play this. Have you seen the Japanese commercial? Surely you've seen this before, Vera. The Japanese Legend of Zelda commercials. You ever seen these before?
I can't remember if I've ever seen it. I probably have.
Yes. Yeah, I have.
This is classic. Be ready to have your face melted, Blabs.
Is there supposed to be sound? You muted it.
Is there no sound?
You can't hear the sound, but the visuals of it alone is fantastic.
I was going crazy on that. Hold on, let's.
Yeah, you had muted it.
Okay, here we go. Now you got it.
Yes.
You got it?
I have seen this. It's like some Michael Jackson.
Stop talking, Blabs. Let it go. Go. There you go. There's Hunter right there.
Yeah. It's identical.
That's right. In this case, you know, there is. What if they did just cast like a Japanese woman?
I mean, I'd be fine with an all Japanese cast.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Why not? Right?
Yeah.
All right. Love it. What are some alternative mod sites? There's a ton of
I know
mod
there's
sites.
DEG mods, there's based mods, there's Ayaka mods. Those are just a couple off the top of my head that I know of.
Yes. Thank you, Walrus. Chancho says, am I allowed to ask why companies don't remove naked mods and giant booba mods? But if you remove a rainbow flag, etc., you're banished?
Banned. Don't ask questions. Shut up and consume product.
Sorry, Chancho. You've been banned. Zenarian says, I haven't played a single Sims game since like the first one. I got spoiled by the other Sims-like games, like such as Playboy Mansion and Seven Sins back on the PlayStation 2. It had boobs and nudity right out the box. Zenarian, how dare you? How dare you? All right. Hey, speaking of just consuming, I've been waiting to talk about this for several days, and we finally have the opportunity to do so. But before we do, I think it's important to let everybody know that I am the greatest Concord fan in history, and I have 2 copies of Concord, whereas you have none. I just want to point that out. And if you do have a copy of Concord, you probably only have 1. And if you do have a copy of Concord, does it shake?
Mine doesn't.
Does the other one not? That's right. I own 2 copies of Concord. But apparently nobody wants Concord. Apparently nobody wants it. Blabs, did you see?
I did.
Okay. This is
It's lovely.
At Goodwill, of all things. Right here. This is 2.4 million views over on X, on shopgoodwill.com. A commemorative launch plaque at Goodwill for Concord, the game that lasted all of, what, 8 days?
Something like that. 11 days, some shit like that.
So I went in and
You didn't buy it, did you?
Blabs.
You're auctioning.
Stop.
You did.
Blabs, have you seen the current value of this right now?
Is it like $5?
No.
Let's play the Price is Right game, Blabs.
You can't be serious. This thing is actually being valuable now?
How much is the Chelsea Grace founding Concord PlayStation 5 free gunner wall hanging plaque current price at on shopgoodwill.com?
I bet because it's gotten so viral, it's probably a couple thousand now, huh? People are actually wanting to buy this. I'm gonna
What do
say
you think?
$2,000.
How much?
$2,000.
You are undershooting. Right now, it's currently at $3,002.
What the hell?
Whew.
And I currently have the highest bid.
No, you
Guys, I'm
don't.
gonna go on right now and bid for $1 higher. It's gonna be me
You're not.
versus
It's
Craig.
actually yours.
No,
No.
but I don't know if I'd spent $3,000 on it.
No, Craig, you
but
didn't actually bid on that, did you?
He did. Yeah.
No.
At this current moment, he's planning to spend $3,002 on Concord.
Oh, what are you gonna do with it?
Look at it.
I'm just kidding. I haven't.
What a waste.
I have not. But I did have every intention of going in on it. So apparently, okay, here we go. Hypernaut says you can battle Smash JT to buy it. He wants to bid on it. I told him to buy and destroy it. No, this will not be a destruction. If I was to buy this, I need to reach out to Smash because I don't want to be competing against him in this. If I was to buy this thing, as the biggest Concord fan in the history of Concord, I think I would definitely put it on probably this wall right here so you can see it at all times on stream because it's a 3,000. By the time this is all said and done, Blabs, this is going to be well over $3,000.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all for a good cause, for goodwill.
Yeah, it's going to Goodwill, guys.
The funny thing about this is I actually went and tried to find Chelsea on LinkedIn or some type of social media. I couldn't find jack shit about her
Apparently,
anywhere.
she was an outsource co-lead dev. That's the
She's, like,
that's
gone
the only description
MIA.
I've found about her.
This does not look like a wise financial decision
Oh,
by any
no.
means.
This is way over the price. If you ever try to flip this or something, I doubt you'll ever make the money back.
No.
Unless you make it go viral again like this,
No. And I put this out. Like, look, this is not a wise financial decision, but must troll Concord. Like it's so. I'm not gonna pay $3,000 for this. I'm not gonna pay.
Are you sure though? Because you do not seem sure.
No. This has
No, as
four-
you're sitting in your bed at 2 a.m. looking at the phone going, all it would be is one button click.
Right. Well, the thing is, I did actually make an account on shopgoodwill.com.
Oh,
no.
he's done for, chat. He's done for.
I know. No, I can't do it. I can't. Like, $3,000 is just way too much for something like this to put on your back wall. Like, I can't do it. And like I said, this by the time it's all said and done, probably 35 to 3. I don't know. What do you think the final price will be on this, Vera?
When does it end?
Probably
4 days.
Probably like 3,300. I'd say around there.
I bet it gets to about $5,000.
You think so?
I think it might be even a little bit more. You got 3-4 more days left.
Yeah,
if there's somebody who
that's
really
true.
wants it, the last minute.
I feel like this is one of those things where when you look at the bid history here, like it's still going up. It obviously,
Yeah.
you wonder how many of these are bots, right? How many people, but this would be really fun to do.
But
I mean,
Craig, it's not about the money. It's about sending a message.
what message is that, Vera?
It's about being a troll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about trolling the industry. You literally would have more memorabilia than probably 95% of the people who actually worked on that game. Because I'm sure that those plaques were only made for 10, maybe 20 people.
Yeah.
Come on, Craig. It's special.
Oh, come on, Craig. Just spend $3,000, Craig. That's all you have to do, Craig. Hey, well, there is one saving grace about this thing. Shipping for this is 1 penny. So that's good.
That's a good price.
That's right. It says all our items ship for a flat rate of 1 penny. So there we go. This is a great thing. So, you save on the shipping cost right there. Now, this is set to expire in 4 days and 9 hours, which would be right at about.
It's like at 7 p.m. at night or some shit. So what we're gonna do, I've already put this in our schedule and our documents for next week. The day it's ending, we're gonna check on it. The day after it ends, we're gonna check on the final and everything.
Live bidding here on Side Scrollers.
Unless Craig's bidding, I sure am not.
This is actually a really good point. He says, imagine being presented at the
I don't think that's a nice prize.
Game of the year. Game of the year, you get the Chelsea Grace founding Concord PlayStation 5 free gunner wall hanging plaque. Like, I think that sounds really good. I'm just saying. I can't do it. I don't know. It'd be so funny. It'd be so funny. And it would be immediately the most valuable and least valuable thing that I own in my collection.
Yeah.
I'd lose some respect for you if you bought that. I'm just saying.
Listen, you're the one who spends all the time on Harry Potter things.
Okay, excuse you. First of all, the stuff that I buy actually has value to it, and I could flip it one day. No.
Blabs, this is worth $3,000 right now.
Yeah, that's because all the idiots are going for it. In like 20 years from now, how much do you think that's going to be worth?
$3,050.
Think so?
No, it'll be worth something in time. It depends on the good condition. You know what I should do? I'm tell you what I should do. I should reach out to the Goodwill of the let's see. This is from the specific Goodwill store. I should reach out to that store. I will fly up there right like this weekend and go buy that, and it'll be cheaper than buying it online. Just take it off the market. I'll take it. I'll buy it from them for $500. I'll fly up there, fly back. And it'll be a steal, Blabs.
I'm losing some respect as we progress.
Yeah.
Just saying. It's
I'm
crazy.
just saying.
Listen, as you're
All it
literally,
takes, Craig, is one click. You can
Blab,
just bid right now.
Vera,
One
you're
click.
the devil. All right.
Just one click. It's not that serious.
Didn't
You'll
you just have
probably get outbid. Someone will probably bid more than you.
Here's the problem I have with Blabs criticizing me at all. She has a Harry Potter hat on, surrounded by Harry
It's just
Potter.
a bucket hat. First of all,
God forbid a girl have hobbies.
Yeah.
Jeez.
God
My
forbid
guy-
a boy wants
I'm
Concord
gonna give you
plaques.
guys an exclusive here. The stuff that I have that's super valuable is never on the internet. Ever.
This has
Steve.
been on the internet one time.
Blabs is smart.
This is one time, Blabs. It's the first
I'll
and only time
never
this has been
see it.
seen. All right, we'll figure this out later. I'll give a lot of thought on it over the weekend. Christmas loving engineer says money launder the side scrollers plus money to get the Concord plaque. Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea. Ian says $3,000. There better be a stash of Columbia's finest in the back of that frame. Easy, Ian. Relax. Big Amish says proposal for you, Greg. I'll butt it and send it to you. You match the money to the charity of my choice. Hit me up on Thursday or on Tuesday when we'll see. Big Amish. That's interesting. Citron is another devil right here. No. Shady Duck says this is for the Concord Fund. The price hasn't moved since last night when Smash looked at it. All right, Shady Duck. Thanks. Hayden Wayne says, I'm just saying, if you buy it, you probably would have spent more money on Concord than any single person in the world, second only to Sony. Hayden, you're my boy. Thank you very much. Appreciate that greatly. And you're also not wrong. I'd be more into Concord than any person on earth. Tanushi says, Craig, if you had to choose, would you buy that plaque for $5,000 or Journey to Candy Mountain? I'll talk to you on Tuesday. Monolith says, buy the plaque, Craig. Who cares what resale value? It's a trophy of a fallen enemy, and you aren't paying the developers at all, unlike your 2 copies. It's like a head of a fallen enemy over here. Look at my Concord plaque. Uper says, what you meant to say is if you were stupid enough to buy it. Yes, that's true. Hijabi Gamer, this is not a big wiener competition over here. All right. We're not here competing. Right?
See, for me, the thing with the Concord plaque is that it is not worth $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000, but also it's a piece of gaming history. I mean, that's the thing, right? It's like Daikatana. That memorabilia was insanely expensive because that was one of the biggest flops that had occurred in the video game industry until things like Concord came out.
Yeah, you're 100% right, and I think that's something to consider. This is a piece of video game history.
Yeah,
that's sometime, like in 10 years from now, someone will be like, "I got this thing from Concord. Isn't it awesome?" People are like, "Oh, Concord! Holy crap! That's the biggest failure in video game history." There's only,
you have like Dustborn, you have the copies of Concord, but you could have the next step up. I'm trying, Chad. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to convince him.
We can't have Vera on anymore when we're doing this kind of talk, Blabs.
What do you mean? I like Vara on here.
No, we can't. Listen, I do too, but she's the devil in this situation.
Well, yeah,
She's
she
trying to
has
get
no
instant money.
soul. She's a ginger, so.
This is true. Okay, and now that we've
You
established
could have
that.
ET, and then you could have the Concord plaque right in the middle.
Okay, seriously, she keeps going to this. This is bad news. And
I thought she was pointing at me for a second when you said ET because I have the big ass bucket hat for like a hoodie.
well, yeah.
You can have ET.
All right. Vera, stop it, Vera.
I'm
All right.
trying, chat. We need
right.
more ammunition to use against him and meme on Craig.
You show up Tuesday, and we'll talk. Okay. All right.
If that's what it takes to get you to swipe your credit card, I'll be here Tuesday.
I'll be here Tuesday, swiping my credit card. Oh my gosh. I do wonder if it's going to drop down if some of these bids aren't actually legit. That'll be interesting to see if it drops down to like $700 or something like that. Anyways, that ends on Tuesday. We'll keep you guys updated on if I decide to make the horrible decision to do that. Okay. Damn. All right, let's get to this Randy Pitchford story real quick. You recall, was it last week or so, maybe a couple weeks ago, where Randy Pitchford was pretty much said like, "Hey, all the real fans are gonna buy Borderlands 4 for $80." You remember that, Vera?
Yes, my fellow kids. I also had to pay a lot of money for video games in the past.
That's right. That's right. It was, hey, if the real fans would do it, if you were a real fan, you'd just fork over and consume the money, right? And Randy Pitchford, by the way, is worth what did we say, Blabs? $30 million, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like tens of millions of dollars. This is a guy, that 10 extra bucks.
He can afford it, no problem.
Yeah,
Oh,
not a big mover, right? When you come to Randy Pitchford, right? And he'll be worth considerably more once Borderlands 4 comes out. But he also wants to let you know that that statement 2 weeks ago. Listen, just a big misunderstanding on this right here. Big misunderstanding here. He was pushed back here on as he was on X. He said this platform is wild. A few years ago, I saw a video of a cat messing with a crab. That cat was pawing at it, and the crab pinched the cat. Blah blah. It doesn't even matter. It's insane. So, anyways, this guy goes, I saw something crazy too. A CEO of Gearbox Software made players feel bad and alienated them for not wanting to pay $80 for his game. This platform is wild, right here. And naturally, the response to this is about as gaslighting as you could possibly get right here. And it comes back to, what are you talking about? He says, I'm sorry, there was a misunderstanding. It's your fault, by the way. And he decided.
Oh my God! I ain't reading all that. I'm happy for you though, or sorry that happened. Holy
At Grok, TLDR, please.
Yes, there you go. There we go.
That's not TLDR. That's the same shit.
Yeah.
Here we go. Grok, TLDR this tweet. There we go. All right. So you can get the idea of what he was saying. Because, yes, he decided to write an
Even
entire
Grok's like, I don't know how to wrap this up for you.
All right, here it is. Randy Pitchford, Gearbox CEO, apologizes for the backlash over his real fans comment on Borderlands 4 potential $80 price. He clarifies he didn't mean to alienate fans, explains pricing isn't his call, but reflects industry trends like rising game budgets. Okay, we'll come back to that. And emphasizes his goal to entertain and add joy, not to take fans for granted. He asked for understanding, noting he's a creator trying to connect, not a perfect executive over here. But as a non-perfect executive, don't you have to say something about the rising game budgets, right? The idea that we're going to spend $300 million on a game that, or maybe we just spend, I don't know, $200 million on a game or $100 million on a game, right? To get it out. So the game doesn't cost $80. I don't know. It just seems kind of odd. And the gaslighting is very real. The idea of, I'm sorry that you misunderstood what I said type of thing. We see this.
It was very clear what he was saying. I mean, he even a couple of weeks ago had given the full explanation of, the industry's shifting. And even back in the 90s, I had to pay $80 for a video game. It came across exactly the way that I believe he wanted to. He can, of course, apologize and say it was a misunderstanding. I'm not buying that BS, though. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a CEO, he's an exec, he wants to make as much money as possible. And when he says the absolute sincere truth is that I don't want anyone to pay any more than they should or are comfortable with, I don't believe that. You will always try to get as much money out of your customers as possible.
Yeah. Randy Pitchford and all executives will do that. 1,000%.
And I'm not necessarily blaming them, because ultimately that's what being a businessman is about, is making as much money as possible. That is what companies should do. But you shouldn't be going on social media saying, you misunderstood. I don't want people to have to pay more, when clearly you do want them to pay as much money as possible. Right. So don't act like a relatable, normal person when you're not.
No, Randy Pitchford is not a normal man by any means. And once you get past the tens of millions of dollars in net worth, you probably no longer have a good grasp of reality, just throwing it out there. Now, what was funny about this was Randy Pitchford wrote his giant article that he in response over here that we had to TLDR down. And then he quickly got bodied in response over here. Now I'm going to read this because this guy hit some big points here. It says, if you respected the players as much as you claim, and further have been doing this for as long as you claim, you wouldn't have said, if you're a real fan, you'll make it happen. This is not, that's not the kind of mistake a good CEO makes, respectively. Gaslighting and acting like it was the players who misunderstood what you said is not acceptable either. That's not an apology. That's a refusal of accountability. You're a CEO. Surely you've had at least some minimal training in public relations, but the statement you made suggests quite the opposite. As far as the cost of the game, don't try and justify it by blaming the market. You developers and CEOs, as well as your shareholders, have been waiting for an incident to happen that would allow you to increase the price of these games. The market is actually not heading towards the direction of vastly inflating game prices, as you claim. There have been a multitude of game developers who have created beautiful experiences for players for only $50 to $60 in 2025.
Yep.
You guys aren't the victims in the industry. The players are, as a result of your higher ups sitting in your executive boardroom with your shareholders trying to figure out how you can make more money from the players. You've yet to release an official statement to the tens of thousands of players you alienated with your comments. The best you can seemingly do is release a toxic gaslighting apology, yet again shifting the blame onto the players by acting as if they misunderstood what you said. It was pretty clear you had zero sympathy for players who are concerned about the prospect of Borderlands 4 costing $80. When you and your team start sharing player milestones over sales and paying your game journalists like those to act like those figures are true, we'll all know if the game does fail. One of the major things that caused it was your interaction with the players, the ones who pay the bills, and the blatant disregard you had for addressing their concerns. As a person, I wish you the best. As a CEO, this is not how you should have handled the situation.
Great statement.
Mic drop right
Yep.
there, for sure. And by the way, no response from Randy
Nope.
Pitchford.
Well,
today.
of course, because he got absolutely destroyed.
It's fun to see executives kind of put in their place at times in situations like this, and to at least specifically be called out, because I do think that there is a strong disconnect, as I mentioned before, and it's good for them to know that. And ultimately, the only way that they're going to know is if people don't buy Borderlands 4.
Well, yeah, the only reason why these companies exist is because of the players. They're paying customers, and if you disrespect those people, whether that is going on social media and basically laughing in their face, calling them poor, or giving them a really bad product and expecting them to accept slop, regardless of how you respond or what it is, these people need customers. That's just what business is. And if you push people away, you're not going to have those individuals supporting you anymore. And they do need to realize that.
Here's the most interesting thing about this, and Blabs, I think you'll find this interesting, right? He responded back to somebody in that same thread saying, he was talking about how wild it is and stuff. And he also, this person was talking about many of us believed in Borderlands 4 and wanted to do well. But he said, I look at Twitter once or twice a day for a few minutes when I'm using the restroom. I don't really
here we go.
He's talking about how he doesn't feel attacked. I don't care about feeling attacked. It's just always amazing and surprising to discover the edge cases of people who seem to be super invested in everything I post. I say edge cases because if a post gets, say, 100,000 views, I might get, say, 100 comments. That's 0.1% chiming in, an extremely edge case. Right?
If you are somebody who's only using a social media platform for a couple minutes a day, you wouldn't recognize that because you wouldn't be paying attention to numbers. You would just be paying attention to the posts that you're making. Clearly, he looks a little bit more than a few minutes a
Yeah,
day.
he looks at the data and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this about how the edge cases on social media are, right? I have one example for you right here. It's Concord, right? Dustborn is another great example of just the edge cases that led a game to ultimate failure, right? You have to respect the people on social media who are speaking about your games. Those edge cases are your most passionate fans. And that's the thing that's lost in here, right? Those are potential sales, which as a CEO, you're not respecting their buying power, which I think makes you a bad CEO. in that situation. You have to respect your audience, your hardcore audience. And those are the people who care enough to speak to you about it. Just because they're edge cases doesn't mean they're wrong at all.
Correct. Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Shadows. Go
There
ahead.
is something I feel like we should just add to sum it up.
But like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
There you go, man.
It's always
You're
great
a
to
broke
see
boy,
her.
just say so.
That's right.
That really is the mentality.
Dragon Age Veilguard, Concord, Dustborn, Assassin's Creed Shadows. You guys have all
Suicide Squad.
right. Go down the list. Tell me how those were edge cases. Those are pretty big edge cases. Just throwing it out there. And I'm not saying Borderlands 4 is going to be a failure by any means, but maybe it's just not going to be the success that it could have been with statements like this.
Yeah.
Dr. T.S. King says, you'll be buried with the Concord plaque like a pharaoh with his treasure. Pharaoh Craig, the normal, with his trophies of failure has seen. Behold his works of despair. Thank you, Dr. T. Appreciate that. Shane says, I posted on locals my Spanish version of Concord, Craig. You may as well purchase it since you are the #1 Concord fan. I will accept chorizo as payment. Thank you, Shane. Appreciate that. Hey, give it up for Flip and Derek, who became Plus members. Genuinely appreciate that, guys. That is spectacular. Let's keep it going. Daniel says, I don't care how expensive the game is. GTA 6, once DEI removed, is $200 for all I care. Purchases will be more researched, and useless women will go back serving drinks. All right, Daniel. Tell us how you really feel, buddy. Oh, my gosh. World of Gaming says you can do a payment plan. $161.73 for 24 months. Speaking of the Concord. That's good. Yeah. Snooty says, sorry, I'm doing this on the fly. Oh, there we go. These are all the guys. There you go. Check out the Rumble chat. Finish Strong Friday. Snooty, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, there's a great channels over there. And appreciate that, Snooty. Brendan Lucas says, Nexus took down mods when they secured a monopoly on mods. Bethesda shocked them by launching their own mod platform, and Starfield failed to kick off Nexus. And suddenly, mods bad were allowed. Thank you, Brendan. Appreciate that. All right. Tenarian came in with 10. Says, Craig, there's a way to click game discs back in place without opening the case. None of my sealed game cases have discs rattling around. That Concord thing will probably go for the same amount Sony paid in refunds. Still not much. Send me info on how to click that. I don't know. Do I want it clicked back in? Like, do I want my game clicked back in sitting here? I kind of like it.
No, it adds extra charm, you know.
I agree. It's kind of like I have two kids over here.
One retarded and one not. Is that, wow.
One's got a little screw loose over here, and one's on the straight and narrow. You know.
Nice.
Yes, I did just equate my 2 copies of Concord to children, which is good. Thank you, Tenarian. Delta says, well, shit. Did I say Zelda was played by a woman in the Japanese commercial? I meant Link might have been played. You would think Nintendo would just film at home like Godzilla -1. Would still sell and be cheaper to make.
Absolutely.
And Tenarian says, people like Pitchford are the reason why I bought over 100 PlayStation 2 games since the month of March last year. When prices on current games goes up, it makes it easier for me to justify buying a bunch of older games, both common and rare ones. Then Tenarian says, Poppy. That's right. I think Tenarian has reached Poppy.
Let's see where she's at. Here she is.
There she is. Hello, Poppy.
She's so happy to see you.
Oh, that's good. Good to see you, Poppy. We have this from Harriet Tubman Blabs.
Oh, good. Harriet Tubman 10. I have a whole case of sealed Concord Tree Man shooting and looting, baby. Gang, gang, tubs out. Gun emoji, face emoji, bathtub emoji.
All right.
Wow.
That's good. That's good.
This is really weird, though. I just saw that, and then I see this super chat from Black Kane with that avatar. Blob's basements get absolutely flooded when they see Pat naked forces. Shove me harder, Daddy.
Craig is like, I gotta get out of here suddenly.
Craig's thinking about bidding now. He's like, fuck this. I'm just gonna go bid.
I'm just gonna spend all my money. It's crazy. All right. Hey, guys, do us a favor. Hit the thumbs up button. We'd really appreciate it as you guys are watching. That'd be great. Another quick reminder that tonight, the Nerd Duel finale is happening at 7 o'clock Central Time. We still got a couple more stories to go, but hang tight with us a little bit longer. Nerd Duel finale tonight, 7 o'clock Central. We want everybody to be there. Please join us over there. We'd really appreciate it. We have a lot of great things planned. And Vera will be competing on the Tournament of Champions tonight.
I will be.
What are the odds of you winning? What do you think?
I don't know.
Don't say 1 in 6.
Oh, okay. Then I won't. Most of the competitors did really good, so I'm a little afraid.
This is the best of the best happening. Yes.
What do you mean? I'm not on there. It's clearly not the best of the best.
Okay, Blabs. Okay.
Poor Blabs.
Poor Blabs.
I competed for
Blabs
last place and did it.
You're the only person. Well, Endymion finished with negative 19,000 points, but
Yeah.
but
I don't say the only person. Lumpy and I tied for last place with our beautiful zeros.
you both sucked very equally.
Thank
Right.
you. The fact that I was able to win those games and be like, Gears of War, is fantastic.
Gears of War. Just saying random words.
Gears
Mario.
of War.
Anyways, that's probably my favorite episode we've done, just because it was so
retarded.
crazy. All right, let's go to this story here. This, I don't know who BB No Money is, or I guess is Big Baby No Money. Have you heard of this person before?
I have, yeah. It's like BB No Money or Baby No Money. I think, yeah.
Baby No Money. Okay, according to their X handle. He looks exactly like you'd expect him to look. But he has 808,000 followers over on YouTube from Vancouver, British Columbia, right here. It says it's Baby No Money. Okay, so Baby No Money right there. Apparently this guy's a big deal on YouTube. Apparently he's a big deal on X. He has 3.5 million followers over on YouTube here. And I think I have seen one of his videos. This latest video has 12 million views on it. So he's a dude. He's a dude. And he also just released a new video. But not everybody is happy about this. And as a matter of fact, he's not happy with the new videos to the point to where he had to edit the video. Now, Blabs, did you see this story?
I actually haven't. So this is my first time seeing it all.
Okay. So he posted a link and he included this, which is a freeze frame at the beginning of the video. At the time of recording, I was unaware of certain individuals' ethical beliefs. As a result, I've chosen to censor those whose values I do not support. Additionally, all funds generated by this video will be donated to the PCRF. I don't know what that is. Does anybody have any idea what the PCRF is?
PCRF is Palestine, I
Children's
believe.
Relief Fund.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. So he posted this, and in this video, apparently there's a lot of streamers. Blabs, do you know who he censored?
I'm assuming based off our title is Asmongold.
Correct. Asmongold. Anytime Asmongold is in the video, they put this thing on it, which I actually think draws way more attention.
Yeah, it definitely brings way more attention when everyone's dressed medieval like, and you have a little cartoon just there. That looks so stupid.
Yep.
If anything,
it's also very insulting too, right? So this person who takes time of their day to be a part of your music video, regardless of who it is, and then you just go and like erase them just because you don't like what they have to say, so you are a bigot.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of where it's at right here. Is, you know, hey, he said he wanted to spread love and positivity while also streaming Mr. Love
Pictures
and
worth
Positivity.
1,000 words.
My goodness.
Look at his gay
man.
ass with his flowers on his jacket. Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So this is one of those things
Guys, keep in mind he's Canadian, so.
It makes all the sense now.
What do you expect?
yes, he's from Vancouver. But here's the
The beacon, Vancouver.
Yes.
It's not
is,
Quebec, it's a Vancouver, man.
Mhm.
British Columbia, they whack. It's fine.
Yeah.
Here's what's interesting about this. Not too long ago, he was actually a big fan of Asmongold. Put him in his music videos, And then he realized people didn't like him. So instead of taking him out of the video, he just censored him. But he actually had Asmongold on his chest. He like, how do you go from that to this?
Because you hang out with people like Hassan who screech about how Asmongold wants to destroy the world with his, harmful rhetoric and dangerous political viewpoint.
Well,
brainwashed.
To say brainwashed is an understatement. Yes. He actually went out on a show and performed with Asmongold's face on his chest. That's literally what he did. Just absolute insanity. Now, this is not gone over very well. People have looked at this, and look, his videos are going to perform. He has 3.5 million subscribers. I mean, it's going to do great. And if you were to, look at his video, you would see that it's actually number 14 on trending right now over on YouTube. It has over 500,000 views. Excellent for him. But if you were to look at it, you can only see the thumbs up here. Well, fortunate for us, I do have Chrome, and I do have an ad blocker on, or the ability to see the thumbs up, thumbs down ratio. So let's go ahead and take a look to see what that is doing over there. It currently has, where is that? You can see right here. Boop. It is currently being ratioed right now with 60,000 thumbs down.
Oof.
So the power of the, what do they call him? The Roach King is very strong in a situation like this. So I don't know. I think this is just one of those situations where when people say people are two-faced, this is a great example of that, to the point where you literally have somebody's face on their chest, but then you don't want their face in the music video.
Yep.
I think this actually will end up helping Asmongold way better. You see this all the time where people get ratioed or they get shit talked about them, and then all of a sudden they end up growing. And things like this, Asmongold should say thank you for. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate you raising my profile a little bit further and helping spread my message. I also wonder how much money will truly be raised by this. So
yeah, no clue.
Blabs, you got anything to close on that?
I never knew who that guy was. So he's like a waste of air, in my opinion. If you're gonna just shit all over people with different opinions and censor them, like, you're not worth my time, peasant. Yeah.
Well, censoring him is corny. I think that's the best way to say it.
Absolutely. He's a spineless wimp.
Oof. Not wrong. Not wrong. He does have he may be super talented. But yes, he definitely comes off as, well, I'll say this. This is the most recent picture of his on his X profile, and it screams masculinity. I'll tell you that much. Here we go.
Oh,
is he
yeah.
cosplaying though?
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
I'm sure he is. And there's Savvy over here. Can you explain the ethical disagreement between Asmongold? Savvy just sticking her nose right in there. Hey, what's going on right there?
Oh, hi there.
Oh my gosh. That's the world we live in right here. That's the world we live in, where people are just getting deplatformed in music videos. So Daniel came in with the $50 super chat. Thank you so much, Daniel. Says SBI has been officially traced back to the Canadian government to make overweight and not straight acceptable. Xenogears and Claire Obscure are the only 10 out of 10 games. Love you, Vera. Keep going strong. Hashtag Montez.
Yeah, Claire Obscure was absolutely amazing.
Daniel, thank you very much. That puts us one $50 super chat away from our goal of Montez today. Once again, I spun the wheel. That's what popped up, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much, Daniel. Let's get it, man. That's outstanding. And yes, we did see that, by the way. Shout out to the wonderful folks who have been doing digging. Master of TDS, who has been doing some serious digging on the SBI story, the Sweet Baby Inc. story. And they've been on the show many times. I think they do great work, and they've been really digging in and finding the origins of Sweet Baby Inc. And I think it's a story that affects a lot of the industry, and I think they're doing excellent work over there. They've been growing over on YouTube, and they deserve to grow. So great job to those guys. Great job. Video game Hunter says cast Vera as Zelda.
That
Blabs
would be
as
an awful Zelda. I look nothing like Zelda.
jeez.
Let's stop the cap, guys.
Stop the cap. Stop it. Blabs as Princess Daisy. Remember, Craig, I have a copy of Concord and I should get 3 more copies. Been trying to get that Concord PlayStation 5 controllers. I should bid for that plaque too. Don't you do it. Don't.
But you said you weren't gonna.
Shut up, Vera. Today it's a censor
That's
has
become a
me.
common phrase today.
Sorry, shut up, Vera. Listen, Vera, you are the devil. Sometimes you got to tell the devil to shut up.
I'm sorry, guys. Guess I'm canceled from side scrollers.
No, you're welcome back. It's fine. Scenario says censoring Asmongold over some online pushback is, to quote our boy Chad Warden, mad gay. Thanks, Tenarian. And Delta says, I know we make fun of a lot of people who go to Blue Sky, but I found it weird he's protesting Asmongold while actively using and promoting his stuff on X.
Yeah.
Excellent point, Delta. That's right. And by the way, has a blue check mark. Just want to point that out. So
wow.
That bootlicker.
Ethical disagreements over here, guys.
Unreal. How dare he?
Until it can further my career, then I'm okay with a little bit of it.
That's right. Ian is furthering our career with the 50 euro monies. Says, I'll complete the Montez goal, not for the elites, but for the people. Let's go. Show them the people what they want. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate that greatly. We did complete the Montez goal today. Ian, thank you again. Appreciate that greatly, to say the least. All right. Gary, you get to pick the Montez goal as Ian has completed it here. Thank you guys once again, genuinely. What game would you like Montez to be hit on? Do you need a refresher?
I don't know. You can just pick one. I think I've seen them all at this point.
I get to pick?
Yeah, you can pick.
What?
Wow.
What? All right.
He's clutching his pearls. Oh my gosh, I'm finally being represented.
What?
I'm being respected.
Oh, wow.
Don't go too far.
Yeah.
Let's go with
Hello?
this is hard.
This is one chance. Like with the bidding on the Concord plaque. We
Shut
got
up,
one
Vera.
chance.
Fight. Fatality.
So good.
What a way to go.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
tossed on down. All right, guys, quick reminder. Once again, we do have tonight. We don't do these very often. The evening streams, the evening productions. Tonight, we have the Nerd Duel Tournament of Champions. It is going to be spectacular. We look forward to seeing you guys tonight. Make sure you guys show up for a little bit of evening programming tonight, right here where you're watching the show. I want you guys to tune back in. It's going to be great. Really, really exciting. I can't wait to give out the 100 plus gifted memberships tonight to the winner. So once again, we're doing it live. Everything else has been pre-recorded up to this point. So make sure you guys show up and give it a thumbs up. Speaking of thumbs up, we are 30 thumbs up away from 1,000 on the show today. So let's go and get that real quick. And Blabs has some super chats to read, starting with this one from Jared.
All right, Jared, which is technically on kick, but not really. If Hunter Schafer, who's actually a dude, ends up getting cast as Zelda, then I really feel like the Zelda live-action movie will be dead on arrival.
Yeah.
60 Watt says, that looks more fitting for Link than Zelda. Gear says, no one cares about taking sides as long as Asmon, BB&O support Power Stoners, rarely villains. They will always divide. Sorry about this, Hatsune Miku. Marissa says, if the Zelda thing is true, then the movie's cooked. Twitmine says, Hismar is dead. Congrats, Vara.
Thanks.
Aramis says, big shout out for Vara for her past BioWare EADA informative videos these past few weeks. I can't never find proper content creators who will give a more pragmatic view of them. So I appreciate when you drop something over their recent news. Thank you. Also, hey Blabs, I think you look great in the bucket hat. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey,
What are you giggling about? What is that?
George just released this amazing art.
Oh boy.
All right. George is so good. He's
He
so
is.
good. Here, speaking of the Zelda stuff, here we go. He defeats Ganon. You did it. You beat the evil wizard. Thank you for saving me. And he's like, no. Oh my gosh. Look at this.
He did that
face.
really fast too.
Yeah.
He did. This is look at this face. This is outstanding. No.
Nice.
Oh, that's outstanding. Hey,
There should be like
anonymous.
a wall background on StreamYard. It's just that face.
Yeah.
We can do that. Yeah, absolutely. Give me just
Jesus
1
Christ,
second.
it's huge though.
It is huge. It is huge.
That's hilarious.
I'll tell you what. I will change our background to that for this show in just a second. Hang tight. But I do want to let you know that anonymous came in. Just an anonymous somebody came in with a $50 direct donation. Said, "Help for your Concord dreams. Let's go." All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate that greatly. That is outstanding. And maybe one day Concord will be mine.
You know what I have to say? Every time you say the word outstanding, which is quite often,
Yes.
I always think of that joke about like the scarecrow and the farmer or whatever. And it's like outstanding in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I just keep
Okay.
thinking of a scarecrow every time you say the word outstanding. Anyway,
All right.
just thought I'd share.
you.
Mercenary says, Mario Kart can't save you, Blabs. You're fired, okay? Jonathan says, fire Blabs for not adding the best Kingdom Hearts story. No. CG Hero says, when do we get an episode where Blabs wears a baseball cap and Craig wears a bucket hat? It's already happened. He's worn a bucket hat.
Yeah, I have. Yes. Yeah,
Huh?
I did. I did do that. Mm-hmm.
Snooty says, also Vara Dog rocks. Her stream's very cool. Please join Side Scrollers. Plus is worth it. And try Rumble Chat. Tail the red pill. I promise we will welcome you here. Thank you very much.
Let's go.
Stealth says, the skeleton structure always betrays they them. A bystander for one says, see Blabs over time. And it's a URL link. Okay. Spoon says, how do woke women like their coffee? Weak white soy. Mercenary says,
So cursed.
Look at his eyes looking at Craig. Mercer says, you two ladies are like Arch. You're gaslighting Craig like he's trying to gaslight Lumi into liking feet. It is disturbingly similar. God,
the devils.
look at the mouth underneath us. Oh, Silo says, does Side Scrolls have an email address to contact? Yes. It depends on who you want to contact, myself or Craig, but it's either one of our names at Side Scrollers Plus. There you go. Cookie for Two says, suck it, Dallas. Let's go Oilers.
Hey, you're a horrible person. I want to let you know that.
You keep calling that to everyone today, and I just
I
don't
know.
justified, I'll be honest.
Dude.
Experiencing some internal trauma?
Yeah.
Like you're lashing out?
Yes, I am.
All right. Rudy says, Link is gay now. Confirmed. Black Kane says, look up the description for the Vader soap. No. No, bring it back. It was nice.
I will. Hold on. I'm adding another one. I'm
Oh,
adjusting.
no. Snooty revives as Bentley Guy affiliate, and Kirok also bring the heat. Hail Rumble Chat. Snooty also says, also Overmod MK. Jesus, all these guys are good guys.
There we go.
Oh.
Now he's looking right at Vera.
Great.
I always feel like somebody's watching me. Seriously. Orthodox Monk says, I hope the Call of Duty soap invokes the essence of Blab's goof clip with the hard grit. Yeah. Bentley Pretend says, I'm not gonna lie, if there was a Dr. Zoidberg soap, I might be interested. Nah, make this Dr. Zoidberg sound, Craig. Whoop, 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 whoop. I think you're supposed to do that.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I refuse.
Hey, Majaba Gamer says, have you seen the latest 2 Destiny 2 shaders? They managed to suppress Warframe in June. They can't seem to get this isn't what gamers want. For fuck's sakes, Bungie. I feel like Hijabi Gamer is the only person still playing Bungie. Props to you, man.
Well, I mean, they've got 5 more players who are testing Marathon now, so
Woohoo!
that counts.
You know, the best thing about it is they have some Pride updates, which, hey, guys, I want to
Tune
let you
in
know.
Monday.
Stunning and brave.
You wait to Monday. We're going to have the full Pride roundup for you guys. It's going to be great.
Bad News Badger says, to be real, when it comes to actors and actresses, it's not so much about the who, but about the why. Oh, it's like she's smelling Vara now.
I'm feeling
Biden.
uncomfortable.
Yo, you got the Joe Biden treatment over there. Sniff, sniff. Snooty for 2 says, and sorry for not the least, Binary Recall also bringing heat. Thank you very much, Snooty. Whis says, I'll be honest, combined with the recent bullshit, Zelda would be enough for me to give up on Nintendo as a company, the same way have EA and Ubisoft. The Grateful Gamer says, also, nobody's asking for the game or movie. Zelda, A Link to the Trans. Just saying. I like, what was it, the Zeldong or whatever it was? That's my favorite one.
That was good, yeah.
Grimpy says, play Japanese Zelda commercial with Dancing Link. Thank you. Breaking Danny DeVito to play Blabs in the Side Scrollers movie. I'm down for that. Danny's funny. Saint says, why not have them play a Zelda body double to protect her from assassinations? They could die in such a scene. Damn, like the Padmes in Star Wars. Maker says, Pedro Pascal should play Zelda. Ugh. Blitz says, the only way I'll accept Zelda as a tranny is as if they adapted YTPs of the CDI game. If you're gonna treat a franchise as a joke, do it correctly.
Hey, real quick. William says 25 minutes in and they haven't said anything of substance when they do get to the point. William, I'll have you know, we've been live for 120 minutes and we haven't said anything of substance yet. All right.
We've been live for 2 hours.
Listen, if you're gonna insult us, at least get it right. All right. And thank you very much, William. All right. That's an hour and 20 minutes of no substance.
Thank you for being here. Kyle says, none of our complaints matter if we consume it. The Barbie movie and One Piece Netflix got away with it. Zelda and Harry Potter HBO should be avoided. Yeah. Insanity Pepper says, if your employees have time to complain about modding a 13-year-old single-player game, you're overstaffed and need to correct that. Snooty says, Mongoose and a bunch of other people. Sorry if I left anyone out. Jesus, Snooty, thank you very much. Gun says that musician censors Asmon but leaves peach jars. Risk Video says, Canadians, man, not even once. The only Canadians I know that are like level-headed, like Melee Games and John Graham.
That's
in
it.
The YouTube world, like that's it, man.
They're the only 2 Canucks who.
Video Gamer says, I made a plus post about Texas just doomed us all. Any chance we can get on the docket for next week? Haven't seen it yet. Well, look, thank you.
I think. Are you talking about the
anime
whole anime thing? Yeah, that needs to be talked about for sure.
ALU says, doesn't Kim Belair and Tinkerer from Spider-Man Miles Morales share some similarities to you? Coincidence?
I don't know, Alucard.
And Daniel says, Vara, play Xenogears publicly or privately? You're welcome. Just play it.
Yeah, I've never streamed Xenogears, but I played it.
And Demi has a weird question. Not answering that. All right, thank you.
All right. Hey, before we go, Vera's tipping us off to some sweet breaking news, which gives us an opportunity to play our sounder. I guess we did kind of see this coming, and we knew this was on the way, but Multiverse is officially dead.
It is officially dead, officially gone. Everything's shut down, and you'll never be able to play it again.
Yep. Vaporware, as they say, which is sad.
Warner Brothers, you've done spectacularly in the last year.
You look at the game and the characters in this, and you go, how could this fail? You know, this looks so fun. If somebody throws like, hey, I'm going to make a fighting game where you're going to have all these characters in it, it looks so fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, there you go.
Just didn't work.
It just didn't work.
Nope.
And now it's gone forever. I wonder if anybody will archive it and put it out there. So, anyways, sad day for all the multiverse players out there.
Another live service slop game dead.
Just thrown out, man.
Yep.
We got one more just coming on Rumble saying, Saint for one says, happy console gamers neutral and he's Canadian. All right, another one.
Oh, okay. That's good.
We should make a list of all the level-headed Canadians out there and see how many we can come up with.
Right? I think so.
How many are there? 36, counted them myself.
That's right. Big Amish says I need to check my email about Concord. And if you recall, Big Amish was saying Big Amish would buy it for me as long as I match the donation to charity of his choice. Depends on the charity, obviously, right? If it's like the little charity,
Blabs charity fund for Harry Potter.
That will not be happening. All right. That's a good way to end their Blabs. Once again, tonight, coming up in just about 6 hours from now, the Nerd Duel Tournament of Champions, 6 winners, only 1 true champion. Happening tonight. Make sure you guys show up for that. If you haven't yet, open up a new window. Head over to sidescrollersplus.com. We'd love for you guys to join us over there. You can use a wonderful promo code, get a discount. Use promo code PLUS. We'd really love for you guys to join us. And as we continue to grow, allow us to do some fun things over there. And of course, over on Plus, coming up very, very shortly in just a couple weeks, we have King of the Couch happening Saturday, June 14th. 7 p.m., a Saturday evening stream, which will be really, really good. That is happening in just about 2 weeks from now. Holy crap, Blabs.
I know, I'm going to Texas next Sunday.
Oh my God. All right. Guys, it's time to roll. You guys.
Oh.
What?
Bring it back. We're leaving. I love it. We're ending on a high.
It's cursed.
Blabs, take us out.
All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining on Plus. I see you guys. And remember, people gotta try to keep it down. Don't let them. You guys gotta go get it just like this guy right here, okay? See you
Skulls
later.
to sniff ya.
Fatality.